Today we are going to see about object-oriented programming using Java. So this subject consists of 5 units. In first unit we'll be seeing about OOPS concept and Java fundamentals. In second unit we'll be seeing about method overloading and inheritance. In the third unit we'll be seeing about packages, interface and exception handling. Fourth unit we'll be seeing about multi-thread programming and IO streams. In the fifth unit we will be seeing about event-driven programming and a machine, target machine. Next is interpreted language. Here execution is done by line without any prior compilation. So example, you can say JavaScripts and Pythons. Then in hybrid language, you'll be combining the compilation and interpretation. For example, Java is compiled into bytecodes, which is then interpreted by the Java virtual machine. So this is about the method of execution. So next is by typing system. So statically typed language, that is the variable is checked at the compile time. where it helps to catch the errors easily in development. Example, Java and C++. Dynamic type language, variable is checked at the runtime, whereas it is in statical type, it is checked in compile time. Here it is checked in runtime, and allowing for us more flexible but potentially leads to the runtime error. So example here is Python and JavaScript. Then strongly typed language. So strongly typed language is nothing but you'll be having different types of variables strictly enforced here. So implicit type conversions are generally not allowed in this type of strongly typed languages, whereas weakly typed languages it contains implicit type conversions are allowed, whereas which can be convenient but can also lead to the unexpected behaviors such as programming such as JavaScript and C are called as weakly type programming language. Then programming paradigms. So programming paradigms is nothing but the way we are structuring the program is called as programming paradigm. So programming paradigm is classified into mainly two types, one is imperative and declarative. Under imperative we'll be having procedural programming. So procedural programming is nothing but it is in this we'll be giving a problem is divided into number of sub problems depending on the functionalities. So each sub problems is written as a procedure called as function or a method. So for procedural language you can see the example as Fortran, Pascal and C. So whereas in structured programming, next is structured programming. Structured programming is a subset of procedure programming. So in this the usage of goto statement is completely removed to reduce the complexity. Example, C++ is a structured programming. Next is object oriented programming. So in this the given problem is divided into small units called as object. So here in object oriented everything will be considered as object. Each object can be viewed as an independent small machine with a well defined function. The data inside the objects are called as attributes and the functions are called as operations. So example you can say Java frameworks, .NET etc. In declarative you will be having a logical programming, then functional and then database programming. So logical programming, the word itself it indicates that logics and symbols are used to build the expressions. Those expressions put together form an operation. Whereas in functional programming contains only the function without any mutating or states or datas. It means that there is no global or data variables. Composing and applying functions in the mainly deriving focus on the paradigms. The functions can take another as an argument and return another function. So database programming, it is about database operations where collections of data are put together to form a database, and a set of programs to access those data forms a database programming. Next is concepts of OOPs. So basic concepts of OOPs will be having object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So first is object. So objects are nothing but real world entities. You can consider a person, pen, chair, table, etc. Or else you can say it as any entity that has a state and behavior is known as an object. So object can be defined as an instant of a class. So object is an instant of a class. So regarding class, so collection of objects put together form a class. In other words, you can define a class as a blueprint from which you can create an individual objects. A class consists of, a class will be having a data members and its member functions. So member functions is used for performing certain operations, and the members were actually involved in this function. Next is inheritance. So inheritance is nothing but, so from already existing class you will be deriving a new class that is called as inheritance. The already existing class is called as parent class, and the new class is called as a derived class. So this concept is used for code reusabilities, one of the concept of OOPs. So there will be different inheritance in Java on a single multi-level, hierarchical and hybrid inheritance. Multiple inheritance is possible by means of interface. Polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but we can perform one task by different way. That is known as polymorphism. So here a polymorphism is of two ways. One is method overloading, another one is method overriding. So method overloading is nothing but you will be having the same name but different arguments, whereas overriding is nothing but same name and same argument, but the presence of the method will be in different places, that is in superclass and in subclass. Next is data abstraction. So data abstraction is nothing but a grouping of essential data by ignoring the other data, that is showing only the needed data and hiding the remaining data, is called as data abstraction. Next concept of OOPS is encapsulations or data hiding. So encapsulation is a technique used to protect the information in an object from other object. So for example, you can consider this capsule. It consists of several medicine. So this medicine, it will not be viewed by the patient, whereas he will be viewing only this capsule. So likewise, the method and the variables in Java will be enclosed, which will not be shown to the other methods or objects. So benefits of OOPS. So the main benefits are security, reusability, then effective communication, then developing a complex software, easily understandable, that is easily upgradable, easy partition of works, maintenance and efficiency are the advantages of OOPS. Whereas benefits of OOPS are reusability, code sharing, data hiding, reduced time complexity of a problem, prototyping, message passing and extendability. So we all know that he is James Gosling, the founder of Java programming by Sun Microsystems in the year 1991. So this is the symbol of Java programming. The original developer and programming name. So James Gosling is considered as the original developer of Java language. So in later years, in 1990s, the programming language is called as Green Talk with an extension .gt. So later it was renamed as Java. So this is about the version. Initially, JDK 1.0 was released in the version in the year 1996 of January. So now we are in the standard edition of 24, which was released in 2025. So the Sun Microsystem has planned to release the new versions, upgrading versions like standard edition 26, 27 and 28 in the forthcoming years of 2026 and 27 later. Next is Java buzzwords. So Java is simple. So because it is very easy to learn and its syntax is clear, easy and simple, and it is understandable. So that is the Java buzzword. First buzzword is simple. Next is object oriented. So Java is object oriented programming language. That is everything in Java is considered as an object. So object oriented means we can organize our software as a combination of different types of objects that incorporates both data and its behaviors. So next is platform independent. So as per as the Java motto is write once and run anywhere else. Anywhere else is the Java motto. So Java is platform independent because it is different from other language like C and C++, where we can compile into an platform specific machines. That is, you can run in any platform. So next buzzword is distributed. So that is, Java is highly distributed. It can be used anywhere else. Next, robust. Robust is nothing but simply strong. Robust, Java is robust because it is strongly memory manageable. There is a lack of pointers that avoid security problems. Secure, Java is secure because it is known to its security. With Java we can develop virus-free systems. Java is secure because there is no explicit pointers. So Java programs run inside a virtual machine sandbox, so it is more secure. Next is high performance. So Java is faster than other traditional languages. So it is interpreted programming language because Java bytecode is close to 180 codes. So Java is interpreted language, that is why it is slower than compiling languages like C or C++, etc. Portable. So Java is portable because facilitates you can carry the Java bytecodes to any other platform. It does not require any other implementations. So next is Java virtual machine. So here in Java virtual machine, that is, you can write a program in Java and compile it by the Java compiler. This Java compiler will convert the bytecode, and then this bytecode will be interpreted by Java virtual machine, that is based on the environment or a platform. It will be interpreted and you will be viewing the output. So this is the purpose of JVM. Next is structure of Java programming language. So normally the structure of Java program consists of documentation session, package statement, import statement, interface statement, class definition, and at last you will be having methods and classes. So here the documentation session is an optional session, so which contains the basic information about the Java program. So you can include command lines as such in other programming language like single line command line and multiple command line. So next is package session. So package session, it is also an optional section. So it is placed just after the documentation session. In this session we can deploy the package name in which the classes are placed. So here there can be only one packages in a Java program, that is Java statement. You can add package statement in Java. So there are different types of packages, that is user defined package and built-in packages, which will be elaborately seeing in unit 3. Next is import statement. So this import statement is used to import the Java packages, that is packages and class which are required to a Java program. Next is interface. It is also an optional statement, optional session. So you can create an interface in this session if it is required. We can use the interface keyword to create an interface. So an interface is slightly different from the class. It contains only the constants and methods which is required. So its definition will be in the immediate class which is extended, so which it is implemented. So class definition. So class, it is a vital part of Java programming. Without class we cannot create any Java program. So in Java program may contain more than one class. So we can have a class keyword to define a class. So the class is the blueprint of a Java program. It contains the information about the user definition of methods and variables and constants. So every Java program has at least one class. So it can have a main method inside a class. So that is about class definition. So this is a simple Java program. Here the class name is simple. So here the class is the keyword, the simple is the class name. So here inside the class you will be having a main method, that is public static void main. So here this program is about the Java hello world program. So here, so Java is a keyword, so public is an access specifier and static is a keyword. So void is a return type and main represents the starting point of the program, and string args is used for command line argument purpose, and system.out.println is nothing but it is used to print the statement. So this is about the simple structure of a Java program. So first we have to write the program and we have to compile the program by using Java-C, Java compiler. The syntax for compilation is nothing but Java-C filename.java. So here the file name must be the main method class name, that is the main method which is present inside the class no. So that class name must be the file name. So file name is class name.java. So Java-C file name.java. So you have to compile it. Once the compilation is over, that is error is cleared, so you can execute the program. So we can execute the Java program by using the command Java file name, that is Java class name you can give, and you can execute the Java program. So next is data types in Java. So normally the data types will be classified into two types. One is primitive data types, another one is non-primitive data types. So primitive data types are basics or fundamental data types which are most basic building blocks of a data in a programming language. So it can store single values. The primitive data types includes Boolean and numerics. So numerics will be having characters and integrals. So in integrals you'll be having integers and floating point numbers. Whereas in non-primitive data types, so data types that are not built in programming languages, they are user defined and can store collection of data. So non-primitive data types includes strings, arrays, object, class, etc. So these are all non-primitive data types. So next is variables. So normally variables is used for holding the values, that is storing the values. So here we can consider int a. So a is a variable which can store the value 20. So here int is the data type. So here a is a variable name and 20 is the value. So which is we are storing the value to a variable a in the memory and we are reserving the value, that is the variable value, in memory. So there are three types of variables: local variable, instant variable and static variable. So here local variable, a variable which is within a block or a method or within a constructor is called as local variable. So this is the local variable which is inside the method. So next is instant variable. So this is instant variable. So instant variables are non-static variables, so which is declared outside the class, so or within the method or within a constructor. So next is static variable, or also known as class variable. The variable that is declared as static is called as, so if it is declared as static keyword, it is called a static variable. It cannot be local. You can create a static copy of a static variable and share it in among all the instances of a class. So this is about the three variables, that is static, local variable and instant variable. Next is control statements in Java. So here the control statements is broadly classified into three types. One is selection statement or conditional statement, or otherwise it is called as decision making statements. Next one is iterative statements or looping statement. So at last you will be having jump statement. So this decision making statements will be having simple if else, nested if and if else if statement. Along with that you will be having switch statement. So looping statement you will be having while, do while and for. Then jump statement you will be having break, continue and return. So this will be common as we have seen in C programming languages and other programming languages. So next is type conversion. So type conversion is nothing but the process of converting a variable from one data type to another data type. So as far as Java is concerned, there are two types of type conversion. One is implicit type conversion, another one is explicit type conversion. So in implicit type conversion you can convert the data type, that is it will be automatically converting from from smaller data type, it is converted into larger, that is larger data type. So it is called as, also called as automatic data type or automatic type conversion data type. So next one is explicit data type. So here in explicit data type, so you will be having explicit functions, or explicitly you can cast the variable, or you can convert manually the variable from one variable to one data type to another data type. So we can convert a larger data type to a smaller data type. So here the risky is that may cause data loss or overflow may occur in this explicit data type. So this is about type conversions in Java. Next is array. So array is nothing but a collection of similar types of elements that have contiguous memory allocation is called as array. So this is index value, this all put together form as index. So this is array. So here the elements will be stored consecutively, that is in a continuous way in memory. So normally there are two types of arrays in Java, one dimensional array and two dimensional array. So here the syntax for one dimensional array, that is single dimensional array, is first data type, you will be having a square bracket. Next is variable name equal to new data type. here you have to specify the size name. So this is one type of declaring a single dimensional array. So here is an example. So here A is an array, its size is 5. So you can assign the values such as A of 0, this is index value, A of 0 equal to 1, A of 1 equal to 2, A of 2 equal to 3, A of 3 equal to 4, and A of 4 equal to 5. Like that we can assign the values and store the values in an array. So this is initializing the array value as such we have seen before. So alternate method of declaring an array is like that. We can declare A of, say, int bracket A is equal to the values of array, or int square bracket is A of A is equal to new int of the values you can assign. So these are different ways of declaring an array. So regarding two-dimensional array, so you'll be having two indices. So first index is nothing but row value, next index is the column value. So this is about two-dimensional array. So this is about the syntax of two-dimensional array. The values will be stored in terms of rows and columns. Next is multi-dimensional array. So here you will be having 3 rows and 5 columns. Okay, so here, so 3 rows, we can have different row size and different column size. So no need to have the same rows and same column size. So these kind of arrays are called as jagged arrays, where you will be having the column size will be varied for each and every rows. So here the row size is 2, here the row size is 2, but the column size is not defined. The column size will be variable. This kind of array is called as jagged arrays. Next, class fundamentals. So normally, as we have seen before, a class is nothing but blueprint. So it can contain members, data members, and member functions. So it is defined with the variable, that is a keyword called as class. This is class name. So inside you will be having variables and methods. So here you can see this is a simple class. The name of the class is box. Here you will be having the data members such as width, head, height, and depth. So for creating object, you can use this syntax, that is class name object name is equal to new class name of. So here the object name is my box. So my box will be the instant of the class box. So this is about the class. Next is methods. So method is nothing but it is for performing certain tasks or certain operations. So here declaring the methods, the declaration of methods will have data types, the method name, and the parameter list. Inside the body of the method you will be having the operations. So here public is the access specifier, int is the return type, so sum is the method name, and here this is the parameters. So inside the method you will be having the operation, that is method definition you will be having. There are two types of method, one is predefined method and user defined method. So next is overloading. Overloading is nothing but you will be having same method name, two or more method with the same inside the same class but have the same name but different parameters. So there are two types of method overloading. One is by changing the number of arguments and by changing the data types. So here this changing the number of arguments. So here the class, the name is adder. Inside the class you will be having two method, same method name, but the parameters, number of parameters are changed. So here A, B, and we have two parameters. Here you will be having A, B, and C as three parameters. So it is one kind of overloading. So here it is the next type. So here the method name is add. Here is also the method name is add, but the parameters data type is changed. So here it is the integer data type and here it is double data type. So it is the types of method overloading. Next is constructor. So constructor is nothing but special member function whose task is to initialize the object in a class. So it can initialize the object. So here the class name and the method name, if it is same, then that method is called as constructor. So here the constructor is of two types. One is default constructor and next one is parameterized constructor. So default constructor is nothing but it doesn't have any arguments or parameters. So here bike is the class. So bike of, this is the default constructor which doesn't have any parameters. So parameterized constructor is nothing but the class name and the method names are same but it has the parameters. So here student 4 is the class name. So here student 4 is the constructor which has two parameters. One is integer parameter, another is string parameter. So once the object is created, it will be automatically invoked. So constructor overloading, as we see in the method overloading, constructor overloading is also the one and the same, which has different constructors. The constructor is having different parameters list. So here the number of arguments is changed. Here 2 argument constructor, here 3 argument constructor, but the constructor name is same here. So this is called as constructor overloading. Next is garbage collection. So here garbage collection is nothing but we can use the memory techniques which is used in Java. That is, the variables can be freed. The ones which is no longer referred by the program, those objects are automatically freed. So the purpose of garbage collection is nothing but it is the objects are dynamically allocated by using the new operator. So dynamically allocated objects must be manually released by the use of delete operator. So the Java takes a different approach to deallocate the automatic memory. This concept is called as garbage collection. When no referred or no reference to an object exists, then the object is assumed to be no longer needed and the memory occupied by the object can be reclaimed. So this concept is called as garbage collection. So why it is needed? Why garbage collection is needed? It is for freeing unreferred object so that the memory can be released for and it is used for other purpose. So here the disadvantage is that less control over scheduling of CPU time. So it is an overhead for the CPU. Next is this keyword. So here this keyword is used to refer the object that is invoked. This can be used inside the method to refer the current object. So this can be used to refer the current object. So this can be used to invoke the current class constructor. So this keyword is used to invoke the current class constructor. So you can use this, can be used to refer the current class instant variable, then current class method, then you can use it inside the current class constructor. So this can be passed as an argument as a method called, then argument in the constructor call. So this can be used to return the current class instance from the method. Thank you. So this is about the first unit.